Hello again and welcome to episode 2 of Sketchbook Sundays. Now this is the first time we're going to be working in the sketchbook, which is quite exciting. So I've got mine here, which we did last week, and you've got yours there, haven't you? Now we're going straight into our first page, and what we're going to be doing in this week is actually looking at leaves and the structure of leaves and the shape of leaves. At this time of the year we're in quite an interesting phase because there are leaves on the ground which have fallen in the autumn and still there, and there are also some green leaves from evergreen plants and trees, and also beginning in a few weeks there'll be leaves bursting open from the buds in spring, which will be exciting, won't it? And what we're going to do is we're going to first of all just do an observational drawing of one particular leaf. We went out and had a forage. The green ones are mainly from our garden because we're trying not to pick green and fresh leaves from trees out and about. But the ones here, which are the ones fallen on the ground, they're from our walks out and about. So I'm going to be doing an observational drawing of this ivy leaf. And what one are you going to be doing?
This beech leaf.
That beech leaf. Now they're very different leaves, as you can see. And when you're drawing an observational drawing, it's really important to really have a look at the leaf. All leaves are different. Has it got a smooth edge, or is it all zigzaggy and serrated? How many veins does it have? What's the overall shape? And you've also got to make a decision like, are you going to do the front or the back of the leaf? This ivy leaf, I'm going to do the front of the leaf. You're going to do the front or the back?
The back, because I can see the veins more clearly.
That's right. So on this leaf over here, the beech, the veins are very clear on the back of the leaf. That's the front. But on the back of the leaf, they're really beautifully clear. And we're doing an observational drawing, and we're just working with pencil. When you're drawing, you need to be confident with your line. You notice we haven't got any rubbers or erasers, because if you've made a line you're not happy with, just go to a new page, start again, or you just go over the line again. It's really important to be confident with your line and keep looking at your drawing area and the leaf. The drawing area and the leaf. So I'm starting with my stalk, and then I'll be adding in the tips. That's it. Keep looking at the leaf and at your drawing. I'm going to add in a vein. Adding in a vein, and that's that one there, is a really useful way to form a structure straight away because it's quite a prominent thing in a leaf, a vein. And it's how it takes all the water and the nutrients right to the edge of the leaf. And likewise, my ivy vein is all the way up here with a little bend at the top. So I've added that in now to give structure. And you'll notice the beech leaf over here is a much more wiggly edge than my ivy leaf. And again, that's really important when you're observing these leaves. You know, leaves are really all very different. And how are your veins going? Are they opposite one another, or are they
in between?
In between. So one vein goes one way, then the other vein goes in between. I've got a lot of veins in between mine.
Yours is bigger.
Mine's huge.
That's what I believe.
And this is just line work at the moment. We're not doing any shading. At the moment it is just pure line work, and I'm looking really closely at the ivy veins. Mine too, like the beech leaf, are going in between. Now keep practicing. Keep doing another leaf on another page, or you could do lots of small leaves on the same page. Next we're going to introduce a little bit of shading, just to give the idea of the shape of the leaf. Now with your beech leaf over there, underneath the veins, can you see those? If we bring it back onto, do you mind if I just move it there? Underneath each vein there's a little shadow, isn't there? And there's shadow at the edge of the leaf where it's darker, where it's been bent over and it's catching Catching a bit of shadow.
A bit of shadow.
You're going to do a bit of shading? And my leaf I'm having to be reasonably quick with because of the time of the film, but you can spend as much time as you want, and it's really look closely at all the details in there. Use your pencil. I mean, I'm just using a HB pencil here. Use your pencil to different effects. The harder you press, the crisper, darker the line you get. If you press lightly, then you get a really light shading effect. There's a nice dark patch here. Have you got any really dark areas on your leaf?
I've got some dark areas around here. So just added some dark.
How did you make it darker?
I pressed more hard.
And have you got any, how's that little stalk down there? Is it a single line or is there actual depth to your stalk? Has it got a width? And is that a darker or lighter than some of the other areas of the leaf? What about this main vein? Is that got depth or is it just a single line?
It's got a little bit of depth and it keeps getting smaller as it heads upwards.
And that's like mine. I've got a little bit of depth to my vein and it goes up, 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 up and then gets smaller and smaller. Okay, I'm going to stop here because you could keep working and working, but as you can see how it's really important to observe the leaf and see the different different details of each leaf. And this, we're going to label this is ivy. Do you want to label yours? So you've got a B, E, so 2 E's, and sh, C and H. CK in it. H. Beautiful. And then remember, and then if you want to do any other leaves, you can go into the next page. Now the next sort of thing you can do with leaves, may I just move this? It gets quite fun. This is fun already, but it gets even funner. Once you've started to understand the shape of the leaf and sort of the veins and the little serrations, you can start using the leaf to make patterns. Now, do you want to turn your page? And turn them together. If I slip mine, I've got 2 pages, here we go. I'm going to pop mine together here. Now what I did here is I started to just use the shape of the leaf. So for instance, you get a piece of scrap paper and bring back my ivy leaf and draw the basic outlines, the shape of the leaf. And then I used that as a template. It's just a scrap of paper which I'm cutting around. And obviously you can use other leaves, you can create a whole selection of templates. This was the ivy. You've got beech in front of us, you've got sweet bay, strawberry leaf, there's a cedar leaf. There you go. And you can actually begin to see they're really nice shapes. And so what I did in my collage here, I used my template to cut out different coloured pieces of paper, just create a collage and a pattern. And this is my ivy leaf here, and a textured piece of paper, and again here, and here, 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 here. And then I put some black paint on, there's actually a little evergreen leaf there, and I stamped it onto some coloured paper, and then I cut that pattern out and placed it in the collage. And these ones again are printed leaf prints and cut out and placed in a collage, so you can really begin to have fun with the shapes and the forms of the leaf. Now what's happening over here, you're doing a great job of colouring there.
Doing fancy
you're doing funky patterns, is this is what was done. So with our template, we used it to draw around. And began to create patterns with the form of the leaf. And it's a really nice way just to draw attention to all those wonderful different leaf shapes this time of the year. Could I borrow some of your templates over there? They're just there. Thank you. Wonderful. Here's some we cut earlier, didn't we?
For my ones.
Do you want to tell us what leaves you've drawn round?
So, the first one I drew round was a sweet bay. The two at the top. I had to do it like that, otherwise it wouldn't be fitted. And the second one here was an ivy leaf. And that could easily fit. I just dropped one. Oh!
Where's it gone under?
It's gone under your planchette.
Oh, it's gone under the plan chest, the missing leaf. Do you remember what it was though?
Oh, yes, I am.
What one was this?
This was a strawberry
go.
leaf. Strawberry, so the other one just went under the planchette.
It disappeared, didn't it?
Yeah, didn't want to be shown in the camera.
So you can begin to see how you can build up some real nice patterns, really nice
like
patterns.
star.
It does, thank you. That's what I was kind of going for.
Do a strawberry.
So you can build up some really nice patterns using the shapes of the leaves. And as you can see over here, you can then begin to colour in the leaves with different patterns. So there are various different options of what you can do with your leaf. So we started off doing an observational drawing of a leaf, which we then cut out a template of, which was then used in collage or used as a way to make patterns which can then be coloured in and appreciated as a beautiful image in your sketchbook. Now there's one last thing which, as a printmaker and someone as that is what I do, and I have access to lots of printing presses in my studio, I'm just going to bring into the camera to show these. I remove my sketchbook now. Well, I'll turn it onto the black page, there we go. You can see these beautiful leaf prints, and this is, we inked up some leaves. Do you remember doing this? We inked up some leaves and we put them under the printing press. And you can see lots of different variations of leaves. It's a beautiful oak here. If I just hold it really closely to the camera, you can see the detail the printing press picks up of the leaf. Now I understand not everyone will have access to a printing press, because I'm really fortunate that's what I do and that's what I have access to. So what I'm going to say is if anyone wants any leaf prints, I'm happy to print off a little sheet for them which will fit in your sketchbook. You can fold it in half and stick it down on a page. So if you want to collect some leaves, probably about 5 different types of leaves, and they need to be dry, so no water on them. I can print green leaves, they don't have to be all dried up, so you can pick fresh ones, just no water on top. And then pop them in an envelope with your name and your address on it, so I know where to post back your leaf prints. And all the details of the washroom press address and everything will be online. And then you can pop them in our letterbox, and I will print off a little sheet of leaf prints for you, and you can stick them also in your sketchbook to fill up the leaf pages. Sounds like good fun, doesn't it? I hope you all enjoy that. Obviously remember to not pick all the leaves from the trees unless they're in your garden. Try and pick fallen leaves outside, and then have a good rummage in your garden or flower pots inside. Even indoor plants have wonderful leaves. And then have fun enjoying the shapes and patterns and really observe from that observational drawing. Thank you very much everyone, and we shall see you next week.